Welcome everyone to the NoDQ.com predictions video for night 2 of SummerSlam Sunday. It's this weekend. If you missed it, check out the night 1 predictions video. We did that on Sunday, but this is all about night 2. We have 6 more matches to predict. Shout out to everybody watching this live. Thank you for your support, and make sure you guys give a thumbs up for the video and spread the word and even buy a shirt, as Uthman said. We have Matthew with us. He's got the No DQ shirt, NoDQ.com/merch. Matthew, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the SummerSlam Sunday event?
Compared to night 1, I'm definitely more excited. Of course, I kind of joke, and I think Gino was the one that called it that this is basically Night of Champions because every single match is a title match for night 2. And I'd say I'm about an 8 out of 10. It's a far better card, and I'm actually still kind of unsure on a few of the predictions. But overall, I think between the ladder match and the women's trios match, we're probably going to see the best matches of the night as well.
All right, thank you for that, Matthew. Dwayne, I will throw it over to you now. Night 1 or night 2, which one you feeling more, and what's your overall excitement for night 2?
I'm totally stoked for both nights. I'm really hyped up. SummerSlam is probably one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, next to WrestleMania. Surprisingly, with only having a 3-week build, man, they've really nailed it, I think, on this pay-per-view. As far as the builds, the storylines going into it, they from the Monday Night Raw after that, they started started adding matches, match after match. And I'm totally looking forward to it. I think this is probably night 2 is going to be the better night of it as well, because I think they got the better match that everybody wants to see. So, I'm kind of surprised that, they have all title matches just about on the second night, but it is what it is. They had to they probably weighed them out the best they could. So, I'm looking forward to it. 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, wow. Nice. All right. There you go. 10 out of 10 from Dwayne. So now we will throw it over to Mr. Greg Aldis. Greg Aldis, as Virtue might say. Greg, how you feeling about this show?
Yeah, hey guys. Thanks for having me back again, Aaron. Yeah, I think the night 2 is definitely going to be the better of the 2 nights. It's definitely the meat of the weekend, I'd say, because of every match being a title match. There's more storylines in these matches. So I was just looking at the card now, and obviously they've added the tag title match, which obviously is going to be. I think that's going to be crazy. I think that there's a lot going on in that, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I'm excited. I think 8 out of 10 is enough for me. So yeah, there's going to be some interesting matches, and I'm looking forward to discussing it with you guys.
Absolutely. A pleasure to have you on, Greg. This guy, we'll throw it over to you now. Your thoughts on the show before we get started.
I think, what did I say last time for night 1? I think 6.5 or something like that. So, yeah, everyone says this card is a little bit better than night 1. So I'll go like a 7.5, maybe 8 even.
All right, that's pretty good. I think I'll go with an 8 as well. I believe I went with a 7 for night 1, and I'll go with an 8 for night 2. Let's break right into this card and discuss the matches. So, first match we'll talk about is going to be quite the spectacle. We have the TLC match. 6 teams involved, which I believe is a record, if I'm not mistaken. We have DIY. We have the Motor City Machine Guns. We have Andrade and Rey Fenix. We have Fraxium. We have the Street Profits. And we have the Wyatt Six. Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis are the tag team champions, defending in a TLC match at SummerSlam. Now, with this many teams, anything is possible. Any team can win. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be like a car crash, but I expect total nonstop action, carnage the entire way. It's going to be quite fun to watch. Never a dull moment with these teams. They're going to go out there and try to steal the show, and it should be a lot of fun. Now, which team wins? I have no idea. I'm very torn on it. Dwayne, we'll start with you first. Go ahead.
I do got a quick question. Are we going to get one pick? Or we're going to get a secondary as well.
That's a great question. We'll do 2 picks, a primary pick and a secondary pick. So go ahead.
See, for this train wreck here, I don't even know where to begin. It's hard to think that they take the titles off Wyatt 6 as of yet, I don't think. But, this is the type of match. Anything can happen. Anything can go down. To me, I think the Wyatt 6 probably has the advantage more because they've got more people in their corner than the other teams as well. But I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm saying Wyatt 6 retains as well. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans involved. But I'm going with a straight shocker for my second pick. I'm taking Fraxium.
Oh, wow. That's not totally out of line, I think. I was considering Fraxium as well for my second pick. I agree with you. I think I would go with the Wyatt 6 as the first pick, and then I'll tell you what, I'll agree with you. I'll go with Fraxium as well. I mean, I could see Andrade and Rey Fenix potentially winning since they seem to be on a little bit of a heater right now. I don't think DIY will win. I don't think Motor City Machine Guns will win. So, yeah, I'll go with Fraxium as number 2. But Wyatt's to retain. I sense that. Yeah, Street Profits just lost it recently, so I don't see them winning either. This guy, I'll go over to you next. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough call. I mean, I'm just thinking back to the classic TLCs. For the most part, because I rewatched the first 3 or 4 TLCs a couple of years ago, and I believe the Edge and Christian won the first 3 of them, but I think within those 3 of them, they were the champs going into it. So I'm gonna go in that direction. Safe pick will be Wyatt 6 holding on to the titles. Dark Horse. Who I think would be my second pick? I'm just gonna go with this. Well, actually, a safe pick. Street Profits to get them back. Highly unlikely to steal your phrase, but I'm just gonna pick 2 safe picks.
All right, fair enough. Greg, we'll go over to you next on this one. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is going to be, as I just said, a bit of a crazy match. There's going to be a lot of crazy spots. I hope it's not going to be too much of a spot fest where every person is waiting on the outside of the ring for someone to jump up a ladder. So I hope it's not. Hoping we don't get too much overplay of that. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling this match could produce a few of those moments where after the event we're is that guy okay? He did that move, is he okay? Did he get injured? So yeah, it's as soon as it got announced, it reminded me of the good old days TLC matches, as this guy just said, and so hopefully it's not too many people though, but that it ends up being overkill. But yeah, I'm going to go for Wyatt 6 to retain because I think obviously they've just won it not too long ago. For a secondary pick, I'm going to say Profits just in case they just randomly want to go back to them for a safe keep. Plus, I'm a Profits fan, so obviously a big Montez Ford fan. I hope one day he can be a single star. I think he's fantastic. So, but if not, it could be Fraction. But I'm going to go with Street Profits as a second pick. But I hope it's a great match, and I'm going to pick Montez Ford as the standout guy in the match. Yeah, he's just great. So there you go.
All right, Matthew, we'll go ahead and get your thoughts and then move to the next match.
Well, I mean, like Oofman said there in chat, this is the 25th anniversary of the TLC match. Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. So these 6 teams have something to prove, but we've already seen, what was it? It was Motor City Machine Guns and Street Profits that this year just had a 5-star ladder match on SmackDown, wasn't it?
It was
and it wasn't even on,
wasn't it?
Yeah, SmackDown.
Yeah. So I think they're going to, now that they're actually on a pay-per-view like they should have been for Mania, they're going to knock it out of the park. Plus the fact that we've got they just announced the Wyatt Six they're doing the whole Wyatt Six, Bray Wyatt thing for Halloween Horror Nights. I think it would be kind of crazy to take the titles off them now. Because
Yes.
that would add to it more. That would draw more attention to the Wyatt Six. But like I said at the very start, this is probably going to be the match of the night, if not one of them. But I'm going to go with Wyatt Six for my first pick. And I'm with Dwayne. I'd love to see Fraxium end up get close to it. So hopefully that leads to a feud. So they're going to be my second pick.
All right, thank you for that. I agree with Charlie about Nikki Cross. I could see her getting involved just like Lita did back in the day. This guy, anything you want to add?
It's a question more than anything. Is the White Six still face or are they heels now?
I guess heels.
Okay, because I guess tweeners. Because it wouldn't make any sense. I know that the craziest or one of the craziest TLC matches of all time had, like you said, Lita interfering at the Rhino. I think who interfered first, Rhino, or was it? Anyway, and Spike. So those were like crazy, like one of the craziest TLCs. But I think Rhino got introduced into the match first because Edge and Christian were heels. Lita came in to counter that. So if Wyatt Six are still faces, then that wouldn't make any sense for any of the members to join in. And I think other than that, like everybody else in that match doesn't have like any backups. Like, did Matthew say that earlier? I think, or Dwayne, you said that earlier that they don't have any backups. So yeah, logically speaking, if they're heels, cool, everyone join the party. But if they're faces, it just needs to stay 2-1-2-1-2-1-2-1-2.
We'll see what happens. Anything can happen. We'll see how things play out. But let's move on to the next match now. This is going to be this guy's favorite match of the night, I'm guessing. We got Becky Lynch one-on-one with Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. This should be the blow-off of their storyline. It's a no DQ match, right? No DQ? I believe it's a no DQ match, but
yes.
Okay, thank you for that. So I think we are going to see interference from Bayley. Chat room, let me know your thoughts on this one, who you think is going to leave with the championship. But my feeling is we're going to get the Bayley heel turn. They're going to pull the trigger on that, and she's going to cost Lyra the match to officially go heel. She's been moving in that direction. And I'm going with Becky Lynch to retain the women's IC title. So, Greg, I will throw it over to you. Do you have a different theory on the match? What do you think is going to happen? No DQ. What do you see happening?
Yeah, I'm just looking at Wiki now, and it's a no disqualification, no count out, last chance match. So that's everything you want in one match. But yeah, I was thinking it was going to be Lyra's potential like big moment again to finally, Becky to put her over on a big stage. But I'm thinking again, you don't really bet against Becky, do you? Especially on a big event. And you've got the whole Bayley situation going on. For a while, I was thinking, Lyra wins. Maybe Bayley pretends to accidentally help her and then turns on her after the match, and it sets up their new feud or something. But I'm not going to go against Becky, so I'm going to go for Becky to retain. And yeah, Bayley's going to get involved, of course, but I don't know how she's going to do it. Whether she's going to do the whole turn during the match or after it, like I don't know how she's gonna do it, but I'm just gonna cover myself and say that Becky's gonna retain because I don't know, I feel like she's one of them ones you don't really bet against. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that for a Becky win.
Now, interestingly enough, the betting odds have Lyra as a pretty decent favorite. I'm going against the betting odds on this one. Dwayne, I don't know if you go with the betting odds or not. I know my wife likes to. What do you think?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it don't. No offense to this guy, but this is the one match that I'm probably least interested in on the whole card, probably. So I'm not really into it as well. The question is now, are we going to get the heel turn or not? But one thing I thought about it is depending on how this pay-per-view goes, word going around if we're going to get a draft here after SummerSlam depends on what kind of storylines they're going with it. Could any of these people get drafted to SmackDown? But I mean, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to say Lyra regains the title. Becky doesn't need it. So.
All right, there you go. That's one for Lyra. Dwayne, in fact, going with the betting odds. Matthew, we'll throw it over to you now.
Well, I'm like you. I think Bayley's going to get involved. It's crazy that Bayley would miss out both on Mania and SummerSlam. And I really had hoped that this would have been Bayley versus Becky because I think that's the bigger match. They're trying with Lyra. They're trying, but, the little song and dance she did on Monday was terrible. Her promos are just not coming off as that good. And then the whole thing with the shoes just felt very cringeworthy. But I think Bayley's going to probably cost Lyra, so Becky retained. And maybe this is going to lead to Clash at Paris, Becky versus Bayley, and hopefully Bayley wins there. Of course, that might mean Bayley turns heel, but the crowd loves Bayley in the UK. So if you're gonna put the title back on Bayley, put a title on Bayley, that's when you would do it. So yeah, I'm gonna say Becky retains thanks to Bayley.
All right, now City by the Bay said bathroom break match for me. This guy, what do you say in response to that?
Well, I'm glad I'm being vindicated by the No DQ universe. Thank you. Because for many years, I've been saying Becky is overblown. She's overrated and everything. But I feel kind of bad for her right now because I think the reason why she's getting, or at least this match is getting heat, is because Lyra is in it as well. If it was anybody else, they'd be like, yeah, Becky, cool. I think Becky's not that good in the first place, but Lyra is way worse than she is. It's not even close. So yeah, I'm depending on. I mean, I might be doing a barbecue while watching SummerSlam that day, so I might be eating a burger while that match is going on, not looking at the projector at all. But I originally had Lyra winning before I knew it was a no DQ, so I do have to change my pick now. As much as I don't like Lyra, she deserves that like lukewarm title. Because they haven't established it. Like I said this when they introduced the title, I even commented on one of your videos and said it should be somebody like go ahead.
I'm gonna say everybody keeps leaving this one out. If Lyra loses, she don't get the challenge for it again as long as Becky's champion.
Yeah, you got that point. Because I don't think she's ready to be world champion either. Oh man. I mean, the only thing I can think of other than that is like just take her off TV for a couple months, let her redo. Because I think City by the Bay also commented. No, it was Steve-O. He said that her promos are trash, which it is. I don't think she has the intro, which I seriously doubt too. And I mean, the only thing I can say is just take her off TV for a couple months, let her go back to NXT or something, and just build her back up because. I think eventually she may be good enough to be world champion, but it's not now. And I said the same thing about Tiffany. You get the title on these the wrestlers too early, it's going to be bad. Vince tried to do it with Theory, and it burned horribly. So I don't think that Lyra is ready for the world title. Tiffany wasn't and still isn't ready for the world title. And I mean, I may never be Lyra's number one fan, just like I'm never going to be Becky's fan. But I think this is obvious. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Bayley's going to come in, interrupt the match. And I mean, we've been doing this song and dance for the last 2 months between all three of them. But I mean, Dwayne, you're kind of right. So you're kind of throwing me off a little bit with that. I'm still going to go with my basic pick, which is Becky goes on to the title. I mean, goes on to keep the title, and they're going to just bring somebody up to lose against Becky. That's whatever Lyra's going to do. As much as I don't like her, wish her the best, but she's just not good right now.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll move on to the next match. I think we got everybody's predictions, so we'll move on to the next one. We got the Intercontinental Championship, the men's one, up for grabs with Dirty Dominik Mysterio defending his title against the phenomenal AJ Styles. We don't know how much time AJ has left. Now, I have an interesting thought process on this one because of what Dominic has been doing the last week or so, but I'll go around and get everyone's thoughts. Matthew, I'll start with you on this one. Dominic's been champion since WrestleMania. He's had a pretty lengthy title run. Do you see it continuing? What are your thoughts?
I would love AJ to win, but being that the baby faces went over on Raw, I think that was kind of an indication that Dirty Dom is going to retain. Plus, there's the report that got leaked or listed that apparently they're considering making Dirty Dom a double champion by having him win the the rumor that they want him to win the AAA title, which I think would cause the internet to explode. But I don't think AJ needs the title win. I'd love to see it, but I think right now he's just happy putting on great matches. I'm loving the skits with him and Dom, and I hope that kind of continues. Maybe they run this back a couple times and then AJ finally wins it. But yeah, I think Dirty Dom's going to retain. It might become a numbers game thing, maybe Finn and JD get involved, but I don't know how, but I think Dirty Dom's going to retain. But it should be a great match either way.
It should be very entertaining. Now, I'm going to go against what you just said, and I'm going against the betting odds. He's a slight favorite, Dominic, a slight betting odds favorite. I say the opposite. I say Dominic doesn't need the IC title, especially if he's getting that AAA title. He can have that AAA title on Raw, and then Judgment Day has another championship, and they're all champions still. AJ, he's probably retiring soon. Let him have one more title run before he wraps it up. He might only be wrestling another year or so. Maybe he could even take the IC title to TNA for a match and defend the IC title on a TNA pay-per-view. So I'm going to say AJ Styles wins the title, and this will be his last championship reign in WWE. He's going to have one more solid run and then put over somebody on the way out. Somebody maybe at WrestleMania, somebody could beat AJ for the IC title and become the new workhorse of the brand. I'm going to say AJ wins it. I could see this one going either way, though. All right, we're going to throw it over now to Dwayne. Dwayne, go ahead.
I must say this is one match that I think had one of the better builds through the whole process. I didn't realize, I forgot just how funny and hilarious AJ could be. He hadn't been like this since he was in TNA back in the early days as well. So the man's entertaining. The man can act. I do believe when you talk about how much longer he had, I think with John Cena doing his farewell tour, I think he agreed to do one more year to his contract, and that was it. So I'm guessing probably December next year, he's probably hanging it up for good. But I'm like you, Aaron. I was already assuming I haven't been too impressed with Dom's reign. He had two somewhat successful title defenses with it, and I think they both were with Penta, if I'm not mistaken. So either way, I think AJ needs a title. He hasn't had a title for a couple of years now as well. So this could be his little consolation prize. So I do believe they probably are going to go shoot the rocket with Dominic and put him over in AAA as well. So my pick's going to be AJ Styles.
All right, there you have it. This guy, I'm going to throw it over to you now. I feel like we're all kind of split on this one, and the betting odds would certainly indicate that people are kind of split. What do you think?
Well, just like the previous match, until I got more information or spoke to you guys, I had my mind made up. But you, Aaron, made a compelling point. Gosh, that is really, because I was gonna say, like, obviously, I go back to what I said on night one. Judgment Day needs to hold all the titles for a number of months until Liv comes back, or right before she comes back, and then she can say, "Oh, see, because I wasn't here, you guys are falling apart," some nonsense like that. But you are right. If he does win the AAA championship, then yeah, he can just still hold the title. I mean, just like he held the North American title for like 2 weeks or something like that. And then yeah, AJ, one of my favorites, he's about to leave the building, so Oh gosh, I mean it's a toss up. I'm gonna stick with Dom. I just gotta stick with Dom. It's really difficult to pick between the two. But I do have a quick question for you guys. Do you see Dominic Mysterio being a future world champion? Not in the next
Yes.
year or two. Oh, okay.
Yes, 100%.
Possible.
Quote me on that.
Everybody thought his daddy was going to be one, and he did. So
Save an audio clip of this. 100% Dominic will have a world championship one of these days.
Okay.
I'm very confident in that. He's going to be a world champion one of these days. Might not be the WWE title, but the world heavyweight title at the very least. All right, Greg, we'll throw it over to you now, and then we'll get to the next match. Go ahead. It's a tie, by the way, so you're the tiebreaker.
But Aaron, will he win it as a face or a heel as his first title reign?
I'm going to say a face.
Ooh.
He's going to be a massive baby face. They're already cheering for him. They're singing Dom, Dirty Dom, you know, that how they sing for Cody Rhodes. He's already there. Like they want to cheer him so bad. Go ahead.
For this, I thought it was going to be straightforward. Because of the way the build-up's been going, it feels like Styles has been sort of chasing. You know, obviously Dom's been avoiding him, doing the whole injury thing, and obviously with the comedy sketches with Styles, which I've been entertained by. So obviously, I'm fine with it because of the fact, obviously, when you know push comes to shove and they get in the ring, Styles is outstanding. Still, even at this age. I'm going for a Dom win because I think that they will do the whole like this is just a regular singles match, right? Where it's like there's real chance to be interference, and of course every single Judgment Day member is going to get involved. It has to happen. Of course it does. Like everyone that's ever been involved in Judgment Day will probably get involved. I don't know, to help Dom retain. So I think he retains because the next big event is Clash in Paris. And I don't know if you remember, but the last time they were there, Styles got that amazing reaction. Like it was one of the best crowd reactions we've ever seen for Styles. And I think if it's gonna give him one last run, one last little go with a big title, so to speak, I think give him that win when it's the match will be like not a no DQ, but probably just be banned from ringside, or I don't think they'll go for the cage match route, but like that could be a rematch at Clash in Paris where Styles gets his big win. He'll get a massive crowd reaction in Paris, and then he can have it for like a month or two just to give him that last go. But I'm gonna go with Dom because I have faith that maybe they might like how it's going because they've not been able to interact too much because of the whole like injury situation. So they might have more interaction in the next like month, or I think it's like 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks to Clash in Paris. So then they can have more fun with it and maybe lead up to him still chasing Dom and eventually getting it a Clash for that big reaction win. So I'm going with Dom.
All right, there you have it. Dom gets the 3-2. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. All right, next up, we have a steel cage match. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the championship. And surely nobody's going to interfere in this steel cage match. There's no way we're not going to have outside interference, right? So, yeah, if everybody's predictions are accurate, we could see like 3 matches potentially with outside interference if we're talking about the Becky match, or not the Becky match, and the match we just talked about, the Dominic and AJ match, and then are we going to see interference in this one too? Are we really going to see interference in all 3 though? That's the thing. That would be a bit much. Even 2 matches, I think, is a bit much. So somebody's got to be wrong, right? Unless we all predict that it's going to happen in all 3 matches, and maybe that's what ends up happening. But anyways, let's go ahead and get everyone's predictions for this. Now, for the betting odds, this is another close one. Solo is actually a very slight favorite, probably because people think we're going to see all the shenanigans in this one. So this guy, I'm going to go to you first on this one. What do you think happens here? Does Jacob get the championship back, or do you see something else happening?
Uh, Man, yeah, this is night two is definitely a tough one to predict. I mean, it's kind of obvious that Fatu is going to get it back, but at the same time, I wouldn't count Solo out at all. But definitely, we're going to definitely see so many interference in this night. So, I mean, unfortunately, Triple H and Co can't write propelling storylines to keep people strong. And again, like you always say, like if you can't do that, then why book the match in the first place? So it's going to be easily Solo is going to lose somehow, even if he has his giant behind him and his other two henchmen. So I'm going to go with Fatu getting this back.
All right, there you have it. Matthew, I'll go to you next. What are your thoughts on this one? Do you agree with this guy?
Well, first off, this is probably going to be the fourth match with interference because we've got the ladder match that you know is probably going to have interference. Becky Bailey or Becky Lyra, Dom. Actually, sadly, I think the only match probably won't have interference. It's probably going to be Io, Bianca, or Io, Naomi, and Rhea. Because I think the main event's going to have interference as well. But I'm kind of torn. Jacob Fatu doesn't need the title. He's got so many tools. He's so over. He doesn't really need the title. But then what do you do with Solo without it? But
Right.
the other thing is we saw Zilla Fatu show up at TNA. You know, could a numbers game? Could we see the official debut of Zillow, or could we finally see Lance show up to make the number game a little bit more even for Jacob? Because I'm sure Jimmy's going to get involved, but that's still 2-4. So I could probably see, another Fatu or Anawani family member showing up. But I think for the spectacle, it would be cool to see Jacob winning, but I won't be. So I'm going to say Jacob wins, but I won't be surprised if Solo retain. But so I'm kind of torn on this one, but I'm going to go with Jacob.
All right.
But, that might change. I think Friday will probably give us a better idea, but for now, I'm going to go with Jacob.
Yeah, I would be shocked if this match had a clean finish and there were no people interfering in this one. A cage match is supposed to be clean, but I just can't fathom it happening here because they gotta come up with something here to make Jacob Fatu look weak in defeat if he does end up losing the match. But if Solo loses, as mentioned, like where does he go from this point? Like Jacob doesn't really need the title, and honestly, they should probably just get these guys on separate brands as soon as possible. But Greg, we'll go over to you next. What do you think?
Yeah, this is hopefully going to be, I don't know, the end of this feud, because if not, I feel like these guys are just going to feud until the end of their careers. But yeah, I saw someone say about, I think it was Usman said about the cage meant to keep people out. But yeah, in this instance, I feel like who's not going to get involved? If this was the 90s, then someone would be coming through the ring for sure, like from underneath, and I don't know, dragging Jacob through it or something. I'm not too sure, but it's going to be one of those matches. There's going to be interference like crazy. Will we see a certain one of them dive off the top? Like, will we potentially have a throwback to near 25 years ago from when Solo's dad did it in that famous cage match, Rikishi against Val Venis. So, but I actually could more see Jacob doing it, but it's going to be crazy. I'm a big fan of Jacob. I love what they're doing with him. I hope they can keep it going and elevate him even more in the next 6 to 12 months. But I think with this a lot of disturbance, I'm gonna say Solo, because I'm thinking he probably needs it as well. Because if not, he's just going to be a continuous joke. Because I feel like anytime a big match comes around, Solo loses it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna back Solo because Jacob's going to get screwed, and I don't know. Maybe they both move on to something else, and I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be interference mania, and yeah, Solo's going to somehow do it. But man, this could, as the guy said, this could go either way.
I'm going with a bold one. I mean, I'm going to say Solo retains, but not the interference that we're mainly talking about. As pointed out in the chat, Rikishi pulled out of WrestleCon, and we haven't really seen Rikishi around in this Bloodline storyline. And what if Jacob Fatu has Solo beat so bad, and then Rikishi begs for mercy, and he gets in the cage and begs Jacob to back off, only to give him a low blow and help his son retain the title, and Rikishi helps Solo out. I could see something like that happening. Dwayne, what are your thoughts? I am going with Solo nonetheless, but I'm torn on this one. I could see it going either way.
You know what? After what hearing everybody says, I don't think I can add much more to it, what's been said. So I'm just going to keep my pick simple. I'm going with Solo to retain. I think he needs a title more than Jacob, and even though Jacob can afford a loss, so we shall see. I'm going with Solo to retain this one.
All right, thank you for that, Dwayne, and we got everybody on that one. All right, we'll move on to the next match. We only got two left here. We got two big ones though. First up, we have the Women's World Championship up for grabs. We got Naomi, the new champion who cashed in Money in the Bank, going up against Rhea, Ripley, and Io Sky. I think this has potential to maybe be the best women's match in SummerSlam history. This one should be a classic. Rhea and Io have great chemistry, and Naomi is doing the best work of her career, in my opinion. I think they're going to tear the house down with this one. Naomi just won the title, though. I think it would be a mistake to have her lose this quickly after becoming champion. I think it waters down Money in the Bank if she wins only to lose in her first big defense. So I'm saying Naomi retains the title. It's a triple threat. So I'd like to actually see her beat Rhea Ripley just to really cement her as the top dog in WWE. And then Rhea's going to be pissed. And Rhea can be on the chase. I think that's all right. But just to give Naomi this massive win and that she can gloat that she pinned Rhea Ripley. Maybe Io does her finisher, the moonsault, and then Naomi steals the pin or something like that. And then she can gloat and be a big heel about it, and it just infuriates Rhea Ripley. And they can do the one-on-one match at some point. Plus, if Io doesn't get beat, then you could also do that match too. So I think there's mileage in a Naomi run. Have her feud with Io Sky, have her feud with Rhea Ripley. I think Naomi has to retain the title here. I'm going to go to Dwayne, right back to you on this one. What are your thoughts?
I don't think we'll have outside interference on this match.
I agree.
This match I will predict.
I agree.
However, I think we will get, at the end of the match, we will get a returning Bianca Belair. Probably have a stare down with her and Naomi. This is going to be a phenomenal match. Probably match of the night. Will it top WrestleMania? The triple threat match they had at Mania remains to be seen. It has potential too. So, but I agree with you. It's too early to take the title off Naomi just yet. I still see we're going to get a run with her and Bianca Belair in the future after this one as well. So, Naomi's retaining.
All right. Thank you for that. Matthew, we'll go to you next.
Well, we've already proven that Rhea and Io have amazing chemistry. They've had 2 5-star matches, 2 match of the year candidates, Meltzer's ratings be damned. So we already know they're going to knock it out of the park. Adding Naomi to it is going to make it interesting because we haven't really seen any great Naomi matches, but with the 3 of them together, they're going to do something special. Like you said, I think it would be better if Naomi pins Rhea because then she could say she not only pinned Io, but she's pinned Rhea. She's beaten both of the big baby faces, and now her next challenge is most likely going to be Stephanie Vacour at Clash of Paris. Plus, I don't want to see Io eat another pin. I don't think she needs it. I do think Bianca's going to show up, but I don't think it's going to be this weekend. I think they're going to save that for Raw, and hopefully maybe she'll finally reveal that her and Naomi have been in on it all along, and we might see a Naomi Rhea or a Naomi Bianca versus Io Rhea match at some point. I mean, crazy booking, but yeah, Naomi shouldn't be losing yet. So I definitely see her winning, but like you said, I hope it's Rhea that's the one that's taking the pin, because that way it adds to her legitimacy, because she beat, the biggest woman in wrestling.
All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Now, this guy threw in a $2 super chat. Thanks. This guy says Vince would book Naomi well just to stick it to Sasha Banks. That is true. I mean, I think he would do that just to prove that Sasha made the wrong move. But she also has 8 championships, so she probably doesn't care, as Uthman said. But this guy, I'll throw it over to you now. What do you see happening here with this triple threat?
I mean, it's easy. Naomi is going to win this, definitely. Who she's going to pin, I mean, you can make that a bonus point. I don't know. That's up to you. My only worry is the near future, because I think, Matthew, you just said that Stephanie is waiting in a wing, whatever it's called, to take the title of her, and I really don't want that to happen. I've been saying this every time I'm on here. I don't like when WWE keeps booking the rookies to win championships like that early. I mean, every once in a while it's cool. Like you have your great gems such as Kurt Angle, rookie year being awesome like that. But you don't. He's a once in a generation or once in a decade type of person to do that type of stuff. But it seems like lately WWE's just like, yeah, you're a rookie. Here's a belt. You're a rookie. Here's a belt. Like, stop it. It's not that easy to just be a champion if you're talking about real sports within your first rookie year or even year and a half when it comes to Tiffany. But definitely Naomi's going to win this. I would say slightly different. If Bianca comes back and doesn't interfere, I think it's going to be a final fight between both of them. Instead of everyone keeps predicting that she's going to turn heel, which would be good because I'm kind of tired of her being a babyface. But I think it's going to be her to the best way to build up Naomi, especially if Stephanie's going to take it off her eventually, is to have her, like you guys said, pin Rhea, and then pin Bianca. She already got a pin off of Io, and then at that point in time, she's beaten the 3 biggest baby faces of this current generation, of this current roster. And at that point in time, then you have the next person that's going to beat that person that's super strong, which would be Stephanie, unfortunately, or even possibly Roxanne. We don't know. And then, that person's a made person. They're going to be the next Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, whatever you want to say. But at that point in time, if you're going to make Naomi the transition to champion, which I really hope she doesn't, hopefully she holds it till at least next year's WrestleMania, but have her get these W's. Just like Tiffany still didn't get that many W's. She barely beat Nia in her matches. Build her up great like that. Don't make her be a Nikki Cross as a world champion.
I wanted to respond to City by the Bay. The odds are, I think, minus 1,500 for Naomi to retain the title. She's one of the few heavy favorites on this show. So, Greg, the general consensus has been Naomi. Do you have a different opinion? Go ahead.
No. I believe it's probably one of the locks of the weekend is that Naomi is going to retain. It's just obviously how she does it, and I don't know. I'm going to mix it a little bit in terms of, I don't think it'll be so straightforward. I think if whoever she pins, I think it's going to come down to Rhea dominates the match, and she's gonna do the riptide on Io and go for that pin. And typical heel style, Naomi comes in and throws her out the ring and gets the pin. If not, just to mix things up, and because I don't know, I feel like SummerSlam might need that sort of big like shock factor for the night or something crazy. Bianca does come down, and obviously they're going to come down to think she's going to go after Naomi, but she actually helps her retain the title to finally do her big turn. Because I really feel like Bianca does need to sort of mix it up and maybe obviously change from face to heel. Because she was that referee, Evolution, right? And she did like nothing. She was in that match and just, I don't know, didn't do anything. So I know, wait, was that Money in the Bank? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Was it Evolution? But yeah, I think she needs to come down and do something. And whether she's ready to wrestle yet or not in terms of the injury and stuff, if she can't, then at least she can maybe be like Naomi's like spokesperson for now, like without having to wrestle, be like heel or something. But yeah, Naomi's retaining. There might be a little bit of craziness. If that's the only interference I do see, but yeah, there's probably not much chance of it. But a Naomi retain, and maybe it sets up her for maybe a rematch with one of them at Clash or with Stephanie. Stephanie, has she chosen who she's facing?
Well, I think she's facing the Raw champion.
Oh, so she's pretty much going to be.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, Naomi's retaining for sure, but yeah, hopefully there's some craziness at the end, or like some shock value, because I think it might need it, because at the minute it might be too obvious that Naomi's winning.
Now, Rhea is a plus 450 underdog, and Io's the biggest underdog at plus 700. Just wanted to let City by the Bay know. But let's move on now to the main event of the show. Main event of the entire two-night SummerSlam. We got John Cena. He's on his last run here, his final SummerSlam, the must-see 17. Champion of the world, the last real champion, defending his title against Cody Rhodes in a street fight. And by the way, Greg mentioned Bianca Belair potentially interfering. So yeah, every match somebody has brought up potential outside interference. And now we got this street fight, which screams outside interference. I don't think we're going to see Travis Scott, thankfully. I don't know if The Rock's going to show up or not. I know people have been speculating on that he'll be around as a surprise here. I'm very intrigued about this one. I'm kind of torn on this one as well. Cody is the favorite to regain the championship at this point. But is John Cena really going to lose this soon when he still has several more big events left to go? Does Cena turn heel? Do we get a double turn somehow? And Cena goes back to a face for the last couple months, and Cody Rhodes finally goes heel and sells his soul to The Rock. Lots of possibilities for this one. So let's go around and get everybody's opinions on this. Greg, I'm going to go back to you. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think this is it is very intriguing. Because on one hand you're like, okay, Cena's had his nice little fairy tale last year or last time as the champ. Had it for like 4 to 5 months now. And obviously, yeah, hasn't got much longer left. And obviously Cody doesn't get beaten without Travis Scott coming down and getting involved. So but I think luckily we're going to be saved from that this time. But yeah, this is another one where you're sort of thinking, man, who's going to get involved this time? Is it going to be The Rock? Like, is it going to be someone involved from night one, where it's going to be maybe a Reigns or a Punk or someone just out of nowhere? Is Rollins going to be about? Like, you've got to think about that as well, because if Rollins doesn't get involved on Saturday and everyone's like, oh, if he's actually not really injured, he's so going to get involved in night one. Who knows if they completely swerve us out of our minds and he does like night two and maybe Cody wins and then he cashes in on him. You just never know. But because Triple H is already thinking, like, oh, how much can I like really do the fans over this weekend? He's probably thinking about it tonight. Like, what can I do this weekend? So, for me, I think I'm gonna go with the Cody win, but I don't know how we get there. I just know that I think Cody, after like 10 people interfere, it could be like a WrestleMania 40 ending where like everyone comes out again. This time we might get like Austin and all the rest of them. I don't know. But I think Cody wins because these last few months of Cena is where he gets beat and he's just like, oh man, like what happened to me during that time? Like,
Yeah.
I sold my soul, I went heel, I won the title. I turned into what CM Punk's been talking about. I turned into the guy I didn't like, and then these can be the last few months where he's tries to regain his sort of face status and has a few matches with some heels to regain that, and hopefully ends on a high at the end of the year, because there's like an event in Boston, right? Like the end of the year. I don't think it's a PLE, but it's like there's
It's
might be a
Saturday night's
Saturday.
main event.
Oh boy, yeah. So I don't know why, but in the back of my mind, I still think Cena's going to be like, "Oh, psych, I'm going to do the Rumble and then Mania, and then I'm done." So I'm sort of weird. If he's not happy with the end of the year, I feel like he might psych us all and do like just the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania swing. But yeah, going for the Cody win. It could easily be a Cena win thanks to someone else, maybe Rock. I don't think Rock's gonna be about, but I'm
No.
gonna stick with Cody. Hopefully, no Travis Scott. And yeah, Cena suddenly realizes afterwards he's like, "What have I done?" And hopefully that starts there'll be maybe like a shaking of the hand and maybe Cena and Cody team up on the Raw after, and that's when Cena's like, "I'm a face again," whatever. So who knows? It might be the time, but yeah, I'm gonna go with a Cody win, but who knows what could happen? Let's just hope for some craziness and we get a great main event.
I think Uthman maybe has the most logical prediction here. Cody will have the title, and this time he won't hesitate, and he'll use the title, and he'll outmaneuver John Cena, and he'll bend the rules too to get the championship. It's a street fight, so anything goes. But yeah, Cody will not hesitate to take the violence to the next level. And yeah, I'm going to say Cody Rhodes wins the title, and then John Cena's redemption will start after SummerSlam. Well, this guy's shaking his head. This guy, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Cindy Wada Bay, two comments got me. I guess you said trigger is the term. The please, oh God. Okay, so this is really hard. I would see Cody getting the belt, because after this, like, I mean, he's a full-time worker, so like he can lose this one. It's still going to be okay. Like he can come back later this year or next year and try to go for it, or even go for the World Heavyweight Championship if a trade happens. Cena, how many dates he has left? Like 7 dates or 10?
More, I think a few more than that.
Okay.
But not
yeah, if it's going down to the wire. So also City by the Bay stole my idea too. I was thinking like, like Cena clocks Cody again with the belt and go from the pin. Dead silence. Do. Oh my God, Brock is back. That's what I was thinking was going to happen. But I mean, everyone's been reporting in the last 2 months like Brock is done, Brock is banned. But I mean, you can pay for misdirection. I mean, like WWE and TKO is a like multi-billion-dollar company. It's like not going to be that hard to pay people to shut up and like snitch out a little bit of nonsense. But again, that's the bet. The odds on that is like highly unlikely. Gosh, I don't know. And also, I mentioned in the chat also that Cena's win at SummerSlam, his ratio is like terrible ever since that match against the Nexus. Then he started just like letting other people go over him at SummerSlam. So it's kind of a really tough one. But I mean, You know what? Just because I said that, I'm going to go with Cena for this one. I think it's going to, since he's a heel, he's the exact opposite of what he has been in the last 20 plus years of his career. It makes sense that this is going to be the one time he wins at SummerSlam compared to the last, I guess, previous decade and a half where he kept losing at SummerSlam. I think he only got like maybe one win, which was a tag team match at SummerSlam. But other than that, I think he lost like all his other matches at SummerSlam. So yeah, I'm going to go with Cena to retain. Cody could take the loss. It's not going to really hurt him, but I'm not going to be surprised if Cody wins. It just needs to be in a very convincing way.
So you think Cody is going to lose again on a major show to John Cena? You think he's going to choke again?
I wouldn't say choke. He's going to just fail to win.
Choking.
I know. I'll even say let me correct myself. I'll say he's going to get FTF faint so he can go out looking strong. Not choking, he's going to go out looking strong. He can't answer the three lift arms or just the one lift arm. That's how he's going to go out.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Matthew, do you agree or disagree with that take? Go ahead.
Well, like Greg, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. Yeah, but, I could definitely see this being, and like Oopman said, this being Cena's redemption arc. This whole thing has been weird. I mean, I've enjoyed the Cena run. I know a lot of people haven't, but it definitely needs a big payoff. And a part of that is, The Rock screwed things up. Travis Scott screwed things up. And hopefully neither one of them are showing up. I think Cody is going to win. I don't think Cody needs the heel turn. But I do see him winning. I just, like Greg, I don't see how we're getting there. I don't know what they've got planned. I don't think, like I said, I don't think Cody needs the heel turn. Maybe this does lead to, Clash of Paris or something. We get a Cody Cena tag match or something. But I'm just not sure how all this plays out or how it goes from here. With, Cena, does he start losing all of his matches that he's got left until that big final? Because I don't see him retiring on his back. I see him probably getting that one last final win, but he could retire on his back because he kind of is, been in the business long enough. But now I'm just kind of rambling, but I'm going to say Cody wins, but yeah, like Greg said, I just don't know how we're getting there and where everything goes from here. And WWE is definitely going to have to, hopefully they've got something planned, a lot of really good plans. And, again, they don't involve The Rock or Travis Scott or anything like that.
Yeah, let's hope so. No Travis Scott, fingers crossed. Dwayne Atkinson, go ahead with your prediction.
I'm just sitting here listening to everybody's comments, and it's funny that one thing hasn't been brought up yet: the possibility of Seth Rollins cashing in on this match. Is everybody too concerned that it's going to be against Gunther and CM Punk possibly?
Maybe that's the swerve.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've been leaning towards the whole time, because everybody's, they got you looking towards one way when something else is going to happen. It's almost like illusionist almost. I'm going to make this one a bold prediction on this one. I'm going Cody does return. Cody does retain the title. And probably with the outside interference, it'll be a Braun and Bronson Reed coming up and probably beating them both down. We see Seth Rollins cashing in at the end of this match.
The only thing about that is Rollins in storyline hates CM Punk, so why would he not use his cash in on Punk? Why would he use it on Cena or Cody Rhodes?
I mean, I'm liable to change my prediction between that's like I haven't even watched the predictions for night one yet, so
we just predicted in general will Rollins cash in at SummerSlam? It could be either night, yes or no.
Okay. So I'm going with Cody. retaining the title.
All right. There you go. Cody Rhodes to retain the championship. But yeah, I'm curious to see if we get interference in this one, or if they just do a clean match and Cody just takes it to John Cena and outmaneuvers him. We'll see what happens. SummerSlam is this coming weekend. We got Saturday and Sunday. Let's go ahead and do our plugs. Greg, thank you for being on. Anything you would like to plug or promote?
No, obviously, I don't have all the pages or things for people to promote. Obviously, I am on X/Twitter, but I'm not on there. I'm just on there to see all the different stuff going on. But yeah, thanks again for having me. Hopefully it'll be a great weekend of good wrestling, lots of twists and turns, shocks, surprises, returns, and obviously controversy, and hopefully enough craziness that we get a cracking review on the Tuesday. Or something just for Virtue to to get his teeth into. He's probably already mad that Reigns isn't like winning all the belts in both of the nights. So but yeah, so thanks again, and yeah, good to speak to everyone, and have a good weekend and enjoy SummerSlam, and yeah, we'll see you on the other side.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Dwayne, what do you got for us?
Nothing much to plug again. Just thanks again for having me. You know, I really enjoy doing these predictions. I do love sitting and talking wrestling with everybody. It just makes a good conversation, and can be like a real nice stress release as well. But I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend. I do have to work, but unfortunately now with it starting earlier, I can actually sit up and probably watch the entire show. I don't see it going longer than 3.5, 4 hours each night. So
right.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I'll see you guys for Clash of Paris predictions. If not, you know, I'll see y'all down the road.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne. Matthew, go ahead.
Well, don't really have anything to promote. You know, just check out No DQ. You know, as always, thank you for letting me be a part of this. Thank you for, you know, everybody being around. You know, like Dwayne said, it's always great, you know, have our mixed feelings, our mixed thoughts on all this. You know, we have varying opinions, but we're all pretty solid on our love of wrestling. And, you know, I appreciate everything you do, everything, you know, Jeff and JJ and the rest of the crew do as well. And, you know, just, you know, check out No DQ and look forward to this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to help take my mind off some personal issues. So look forward to that.
Thank you. And Mr. Tito sent in $2. Everybody, just a thumbs up or thumbs down. Should SummerSlam be 2 nights? We're going to get the Bobby Lashley. I'm just not even teasing it. It's a thumbs down for me. I think Royal Rumble should be 2 nights and not SummerSlam. That's my take on it. All right, this guy, I'll go ahead and throw up your plug for you, and you can go ahead and tell us where we can find you, if I can even find the plug. Hold on a second. Now hope it didn't get deleted.
Oh gosh.
Oh wait, here it is. Here we go.
All right. Well, I don't have any personal things. I'm not really a social media guy, but my wife, she crochets. Heather's Crochet Corner. Follow her on Instagram and Facebook. As I said, on the night 1, winter is coming, unfortunately. So if you want to get a hat made, custom made, scarf, some gloves, just follow her Instagram and Facebook. And that's pretty much it for my plugs. Maybe one day I'll have something to actually plug personally, but yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. Much appreciation to you. And make sure you guys check out the night 1 predictions. If you missed it, this weekend, live coverage of both nights on NoDQ.com. This guy?
Correction, Dwayne. Cody is not the champion. It's I would say The Rock. Oh my gosh, Cena. You said Cody to remain champion earlier, so just
whoopsie, as Noah Foster would say, botch.
Yeah, I said retains, not retains.
Yeah.
I mean regains and not retains it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for this live stream. Much love and appreciation to everybody out there. Enjoy SummerSlam. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Say yes to NoDQ.com, and we will see you all next time.